Strangers from different lands, friends of old, and friends anew, welcome to another episode of the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. If you are new and joining us in this journey, we are three brothers who get together and talk about gaming. And we may also talk about TV, movies, comics, other cool, geeky stuff too. I am Take It Easy Jono, and I am joined by my two brothers.
Nasty Nate.
And Dandoff the Wise.
And today, we will be discussing Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Hogwarts is a game by Avalanche Software and Warner Brothers Games, and we're going to be talking about that later. But first, it's Friday night, and we're having a good time here. We're gonna record an episode here. I didn't bring a drink. I don't. Have it. Just a water.
I was just thinking about
I actually don't own alcohol in my house right now.
I have a box of, what is it? Vodka iced tea.
A box,
Like in
a bag in a box.
Like boxed
It's like
alcohol?
it's like a bag in a box, like a bladder.
Right, yeah.
Like a bladder.
Got
of
a bunch
booze.
of booze in your bladder.
Disgusting word. Just like a bladder. I don't have anything.
A
I
bladder
have
of
some
booze.
I have some Bombay Sapphire.
Cool. That's good
that-
stuff.
That Maximum brought me for my birthday, actually, a buddy of mine that I play with. Maybe we'll take a break at some point and fill our boots a little bit.
Fill your boots, man.
It's
Fill
Friday
your
night.
boots. It
Guys,
is.
I put some product in my beard. Can you tell?
No.
Getting ready. I put
Although
some
the
wax.
The mustache.
Put some wax
is-
on my mustache.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
the
look
mustache.
Like an evil wizard. A daring debonair.
Oh man, I am so sore from
Oh.
ball hockey yesterday.
Oh, ball hockey.
Like
What?
street hockey. Played
Oh,
street
okay.
hockey at for a
Really?
work thing, for work sports day.
Work.
And I haven't done anything in like the last 2 months. I've been a fucking slob.
Yeah, same.
Just
Been a hog.
like I don't ever run or play ball hockey, so when I do, it's like it's a fucking it hurts. We were supposed to play ice hockey, but then it was like 10 degrees outside and the rinks just melted. So I was like, man, we were so excited because we've never had a work ice hockey. So me and Ben were like, oh man, finally we get to play some ice hockey against these nerds. And then it fell through. But we'd always play the ball hockey. But of course, like it's so high impact and it hurts.
Yeah. I can't do that shit. My gut will just be like, every time I take a big step, my gut will come up and slam down even more weight onto my knees.
Like stretching your skin.
Yeah. No thanks.
Well, and another thing is we thought it was indoors, okay? We thought the ball hockey, like there was supposed to be ice and ball hockey. And we get there thinking that it's indoors. Like I brought my like gym shoes, my shorts, like, and it's fucking outside street hockey in the freezing
What did you
cold.
wear?
I wore my jacket and my pants and we were just running around. Like it was so dumb. I was like, man, there was nothing on the email or anything that said the ball hockey would be outside. Like everyone thought it would be inside. So no one was prepared. We won it anyway. Went 3-0. Not a big deal. I beat Ben's team in the finals. But like the balls were all fucking frozen and the little orange ball hockey balls.
Well, at least you were wearing your big jacket, so that wouldn't sting if it got slapped into your arm or something.
Well, it got slapped into the back of my friggin' leg, and it really hurt. And now I got a big purple welt. But yeah, beat Ben's team, and I won a delicious beaver tail for my efforts.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
What kind you
our
get out?
American for
What
our
kind of
American
beaver tail?
friends, what is a beaver tail?
What is a
Right.
beaver tail? I don't know. I don't know what it's called elsewhere.
It's a deep fried dough with sugar sprinkled on top, and then with multiple different toppings. So you can get like a cinnamon toast crunch kind of beaver tail deep fried dough.
Mm-hmm.
You got my personal favorite's the Nutella with banana
Oh yeah.
on it. Oh fuck, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
It's almost like a donut flattened
Yeah.
out into like a
Yeah.
flatbread.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's like a flatbread donut.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so fucking good. Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh, I heard on other news. I heard someone got an OLED television. Did you guys hear about this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What's that guy's name? Oh, that's right. It was me. I got the OLED. I hate the sheep shit.
I hate the cheap shit.
Yeah, I did. That's my new tech toy. That's my tech toy.
Oh, you got a tech toy. So why don't you say your piece right now then?
Oh, man. Those of you who are debating it, there's no debate. There's no debate. Like every experience visually is just better having it. And it's not something that you like understand until you see it, until you experience it. And I feel like that's unfortunately like a shortcoming of it, because not everybody's just going to like be able to try an OLED TV and see what it looks like, right? Unless they know people who have them and they go over, in which case that's exactly what happened to me, because I saw you guys, your televisions. All I can say is that it's worth it, because the black levels are just what make everything. If like I couldn't give a shit about the 4K or whatever the resolution, all that stuff. It's the black levels, just the lighting, everything that makes the lighting just pop and the colors pop. Oh, woo!
The contrast. The
Yeah,
contrast.
it's the contrast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the
I've been preaching this for a while, guys. I've been preaching. Doth I preach upon deaf ears?
Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father.
Heavenly Father, I have told you to get an OLED. Heavenly Father has told you to get an OLED.
And man,
Any other TV is
what's the word? Fornication.
It's
Fornication. But yeah, it's just not. It's not something you understand until you see it. Like the
Yeah.
HDR gaming on an OLED, like looking at Cyberpunk on the OLED, or
Yeah.
Why don't they, like at Best Buy, why don't they have just a little room? You know what I mean?
Dark
That's
room.
like a dark room with an OLED and a fucking PlayStation. You know,
they have
Or
they have
Xbox.
that with movies though,
Okay,
Mm.
okay.
not for like
Because like if you go into Best Buy, the lights are beaming in your face. Everything's so distracting. You can't really see what the OLED can do. You know what I mean? Until you get it home, you put it into a little dark room, turn down the lights. But like, when I brought mine home, oh man, it was so sweet. It's just like because the black is so black, and you're not like looking at the gray. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it just makes everything else stand out.
Yeah.
That isn't black, so it's like it's perceptively brighter, even
Yeah.
though it might not actually be if you measure it
Mhm.
compared to an LCD. But the range, this is when we talk about high dynamic range.
Mhm.
It's a wider range because black is 0 instead of, raised to whatever, 100. Black is
Yeah,
0.
that's something I just got tired of over time, because like when the screen goes black and you're in the black room, you're watching a
It's
movie
not
and
actually black.
it's a transition. Yeah, the screen goes dark
Mhm.
and it's like a charcoal, and you're just like,
Mhm.
ugh. But now when I'm in my room and the lights are off and there's a transition into black, it's like black. I can't see shit in here.
Yeah.
And I'm
nice.
like, is there a TV in front of me? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's
And you can't see
sweet.
the black
So-
bars. The black bars at the top and the bottom are
No, yeah,
invisible. So it just looks like you're looking at a very wide screen.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
like perfect,
Yeah,
the
it's
black
true.
bars are the worst thing on a non-OLED. It's the worst.
It's true, and they're always there. You just can't escape them. So if you don't have an OLED, you're just looking at these like charcoal lit black bars for
Yeah.
widescreen.
The light like blooms out into them if it's
Mhm.
if
Yeah,
it's
it's
something
stupid.
near the
Shit.
edge. Yeah.
Yeah,
No thanks.
If anyone
Next.
is debating, just save your ducats, save your shillings,
Change the shilling.
save your shillings, and buy an OLED. All right.
I got the for anyone interested, I got the LGB2,
Oh, yes.
which was I think around 1,500 ish. But the presets are awesome right out of the box. Like I barely really needed to touch anything because I did some research based on a couple of different sources, and they each said you really don't have to touch too much. So a couple of changes that were preferences of mine, but barely anything, and they just look sweet. Everything looks great in terms of HDR or 4K and all that. SDR, like watching The Simpsons or something, doesn't matter. But like, you're watching a movie or you're playing games, the presets like filmmaker mode and game optimizer and everything look really, really good.
But you got it on sale. It wasn't $1,500. It was $13.99.
No, it was like $13.99 or something. It wasn't that much of a sale.
Canadian,
but I said,
Canadian dollars.
whatever.
Probably
Yeah.
very cheap in American dollars. Anyway, should we move on to a game time?
Well, I was going to talk about,
Hmm?
well, nothing. It was going to be an add-on to your exercising, but never mind. We went to the
Guys,
TV.
this is a gaming podcast. Okay, we don't talk about exercising. We don't do that.
No, gamers don't exercise.
I exercise while playing games.
It's true.
So
The
maybe I should
treadmill.
start a YouTube exercise channel, with a nice tight shirt, gut hanging out.
Yeah. Well,
Jane Fonda of the video
someone
game.
might watch it. Someone might watch it. Might be some kind of fetish freaks
What's the
out
saying?
there.
There's an ass for every seat, or
Yeah.
a bee for every flower, as they
An
say.
ass for every seat.
I've never heard the bee thing.
Oh no.
All right, let's go. All right, so we're here in game time now. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're playing, but I think we know what we've been
Yeah.
playing. I mean, I have something else that I've been playing, but I am always playing it. But let me tell you about Apex Legends' new season.
Ugh.
For those who are not in the know, very big update. Very big, very fresh, feeling really fresh. Added a bunch of new stuff, changed some classes around. They categorized the legends into different classes that do different things now. Some weapons got nerfed. We got a new weapon that is, of course, far too powerful, and everyone is using it. It is a 4-burst energy assault rifle. Okay. And it sounds like a TIE fighter.
Oh, sweet.
When it's like shooting, it's like yeah, it
Wait,
sounds
wait.
exactly
It
like that.
sounds
So
like the TIE fighter's weapons or a TIE fighter itself.
it sounds like the TIE fighter engines, but like
Right.
in a
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but that's what I think of whenever I hear it, and that's all you
Cool.
hear in every match now because everyone's fucking using it.
Do you guys know how they got that TIE fighter sound for the way they flew? I think it was
I don't remember. I watched some
Recording
of
a TIE fighter.
in
Those don't
space.
exist. Those aren't real. I watched some behind the scenes stuff for their audio, but I don't remember that one.
If I remember correctly, they strung up a bunch of like thick wired cables,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then they would smack it with like with a wrench or something, and it would make like that.
Yeah,
And then they would
Okay.
EQ it and shit. Yeah, pretty
Oh,
sick.
weird. That's cool.
Well,
Anyway.
they probably recorded to tape back in like 78 as well, 77. And they,
No,
so
they
they could,
recorded
they recorded it straight to their hard drive.
Oh, to the cloud.
right to the hard drive.
Into
You're
the
playing
clouds.
that off the hard drive.
Yes. No, but they probably were able to like slow down the playback heads and shit too, which would like lower the pitch and stuff like that, I think, which is really cool. Anyway.
Interesting. Well, as I was saying, there are new game modes that will be now full-time rotating through, and not just for like 2 weeks and then they're gone until the next LTM like they would have had. Like before, they would have control for 2 weeks and then it's gone for 2 months. There will always be a playlist rotating now
Okay.
between Team Deathmatch, Control, and Gun Game, which is so cool because if you don't want to play the BR, you just fire into a TDM for a few minutes if you want. Man, that's cool. They also have a new feature for brand new players. Just like Fortnite does, they'll have bot lobbies, so actual bots, not like you guys in the game, actual bots. Which has been missing because we have a bad Smurf problem in Apex Legends.
Oh God.
Very bad Smurf problem for new players. Like they starting out and they're just getting rolled by these morons who, I don't know why they do it. They just create new accounts just to grief new players. Just
No, they just want
Wow.
to feel good. They just want
sounds
to
like
get
a
the numbers.
Soft dick losers. That's all
Sounds
it is.
like a great community. Play the soundboard right now.
Well, not anymore, because unless they like killing AI.
Bots. Yeah. Fuck them.
Anyway, that's all. I've been playing that, and then of course, Hogwarts Legacy.
So, did I tell you guys about the VR arcade I went to for Alma's birthday?
Not really. Not in
think
detail.
you
just
said you
sent us some
went.
pictures, I think.
Yeah, so we went to the VR arcade that is actually down my street. And it was freaking sweet. It was awesome. There was about 8 of us. Yeah, 8 of us. And we rented 2 rooms that have a 4-player VR system each. And they're right beside each other. So like there's a room and it's separated into 4 sections for each player. And then the room beside is separated by like a curtain. And then there's another 4 squares for the next 4 people. Yeah, we played a handful of games, like 4-player games, and then we played this big 8-player game, and it was sick. It was called.
Everyone had a headset. 8 players.
Yeah, man, you should see the PCs. It's crazy. The PCs are mounted on the big pipe framing of these rooms, like they're big pipe framing, kind of like a concert. You know those like concert pipe frames that hold scaffolding, whatever. They have these PCs that are like strapped to them, and there's one for each one of those squares in the room. So there's 4 PCs for the 4 players, and then 4 more PCs for the other 4 players. It's insane. It's insane. It's crazy. And they all have like 3070 Ti's. Pretty sick. And yeah, you hook up into them. We played this sweet Viking rhythm game called Ragnarok.
ROCK.
Fuck, it was so sick. I can't wait to play more of it. There's like 8 players. You hook up all into the same room, and you stand on a boat, like a big Viking boat, and you've got your
a long boat.
Yeah, and you've got your Viking, I don't know, minions in front of you, like rowing. And in front of you, you've got 4 big drums that you have to bang with the hammers. Or
Perfect for you.
With your big Viking hammers, right? And then if you look to your right, you see all the other players in their longboats, and you can like wave to them, and like they're all like ready to go. And then they start the music, and the music is so sick. It's like Viking metal, fucking awesome tunes, and you're just beating the drums to it. Oh man, it's so good.
You're like
so
that guy.
weird. It's just like,
So like one of those guys
you're
on
a boat.
Mad Max Fury Road, one of those
Yeah.
musicians on the floats.
Yeah. It's like boom, boom, boom,
The
boom,
guitar player on the friggin' front of the truck.
So stupid, man.
and then like it's a race, so it's a boat race. So you race beating the drums,
Oh, okay.
and whoever messes up the most is like it slows you down when you mess up. Okay, and then there's some times where in the off beats you can hit like your war symbols, and it'll like power you up and give you a speed boost. But you have to hit them in the off beats.
Oh, nice.
It's really cool. So it's like boom, it's like
prog.
yeah, and it rushes you forward. And I was skunking everybody, like it, just fucking skunking everybody. They're like, "You played this before?" I'm like, "No, I've just been playing drums for 20 fucking years."
But I have rhythm. It's called rhythm.
It's called rhythm. And Alma's one of Alma's friends. He's actually pretty good at rhythm games, and he beat me once out of the 10 matches we did, and it was only because my controller's disconnected. So I challenged him to a rematch, so we got to do the rematch.
Your hammer's disconnected.
Yeah, like I had one hammer. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like trying to hit all the drums with the one hammer. But it was awesome. I'm hoping it comes out for PSVR 2. I tweeted them. I tweeted at them. I was like, "Is this coming out?" They're like, "We can't say anything right now." I was like, "Huh." So hopefully it comes out for PSVR 2 because it is fucking sweet.
I mean,
Ragnarok.
even if it wasn't coming out soon, they still couldn't say anything, right? So it's like, because I can't tell you that shit.
Yeah, I guess not.
So,
Well, that's
not
cool.
to be a
Sounds
Johnny
good.
Raincloud or anything.
Listen here, Johnny Raincloud. What the hell have you been playing? What have you been playing, Johnny Clues?
Me? I've been playing nothing but Hogwarts. Literally nonstop. I bought a bunch of UHD movies. Like I told you guys, I haven't even watched any of them on the OLED yet, just because I've been playing Hogwarts. And I have, I was gonna say, my ass has hurt for a while now, and I thought it was just because I was sitting on my ass playing video games like constantly all night. But I don't know. Maybe it was because it was something to do as something I was doing at work. But wow, I was sitting down last night and it was like at its peak. I was like, "This is so
What kind of job do you have?
That's called gamer ass.
That's just
That's
my
your
right side.
coccyx. Your coccyx. You've got a right bruised
Broker
coccyx.
coccyx.
Coccyx? Coccyx? I don't know.
I don't remember what it's called. Uncle.
All right.
Uncle. What's his name from Napoleon says coccyx. Uncle
Rico.
Rico.
Uncle Leo. Jerry, hello. Hi, Uncle Leo. All right.
He was such a sleazeball.
I loved him. His like drawn on eyebrows. Fuck, that was funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Twitter. We asked a question to the Twitter, and I'm wondering, I don't think I've ever asked you this, but did you see the question?
Yes.
I didn't.
I asked our faithful followers, when you listen to a podcast, do you listen to an old episode, or maybe the first episode, or do you just start off with something more recent, if not the most recent?
Right.
And the answers were overwhelmingly towards most recent or recent episodes. Now, I like to do one of each, I think. I'll take an old one and then a new one.
Just to
And
see
then
how
you
they
can see
progress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do that too.
Makes sense.
So you would agree
Makes sense.
with the doing one of each, or would you sway one way or the other?
Well, what I usually do is I'll go back with like say like within the year. I'll go back within the year and I'll choose one with a topic that I'm interested in and I'll listen to it. And then I'll listen to their latest.
Mm-hmm. I also have that written down.
Yeah.
I would go back and see if something catches my eye or whatnot. Cool. Thanks for anyone who messaged us or who commented, giving us your thoughts. That's cool. Nasty has some Hogwarts Timbits. You brought donuts for us?
Tidbits?
Or
this is gaming news.
Donut holes? Oh, gaming news? All right. What is it?
We're going into gaming news. So, guys, the PSVR 2 reviews are out, and from the looks of it, fantastic.
Oh, shit.
Fantastic. Get 9s out of 10s.
For
More 9s out of 10s.
For the device? Like, how do you
For the
review?
device, for the headset, and the
Okay.
games that they were playing before launch. So, there's like 30 games launching next week. So, when this comes out,
30 games.
it's going to be 2 days after this comes out. It looks great. I've been watching people play it, and they said there's the technology in it, that the OLED screens inside. They say when it's black, it's
OLED.
fucking black in there.
OLED.
You know, like
OLED.
when you're in there,
Mm-hmm.
it's black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's going to
Nice.
be sweet. I can't wait. I'm not there yet. I still got some shillings to put away for it, but
It's like wearing an OLED on your face.
on your face, yeah. And what's cool is, if Alma's playing Switch on the TV, I can just put the headset on and play in cinema mode.
Mm-hmm.
Did I already say this?
Did I already say that?
You did. Yeah.
On the other
You did,
podcast,
yes.
on the other episodes?
You did.
No, I don't think you did.
But yeah, it's going to be 1080p HDR in the headset in cinema mode that you can just put the headset on and play.
How big does the screen look like in there?
In cinema mode?
Is it like hundreds of inches?
Yeah, they say it's massive.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't wait to try it, but it's going to be pretty sweet.
Man.
And we
Aside from
never
that-
saw him again.
Yeah, fuck.
We
guys
lost him
gonna
in
come
the,
over?
The Ready Player One world.
We could play it next Thursday night. Next Friday night, we could play it.
Okay.
I just don't know what game I'm going to get.
Well, you already have Gran Turismo.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so good. the Gran Turismo, the videos I've been seeing. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be sick.
Holy moly.
I might get the bundle with the Horizon since it's supposed to be like the showcase, like it's supposed to showcase all the features and all that kind of stuff. So probably get the bundle.
But you haven't played the first one.
This has nothing. Well, it has something to do because it's in the same universe, but it's a completely different character and it's like story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But other than that, Hogwarts is smashing records, guys. Hogwarts Legacy smashing records.
I'm not surprised.
During release week, Hogwarts Legacy was the top-selling physical game in the UK, soundly beating other popular titles like Dead Space and God of War Ragnarok.
God of War Ragnarok. Oh, like in its lifetime?
In its release week, I think.
Oh, okay.
Man, don't quote me that. That's just a quote from twistedvoxel.com. Another one is, on early access launch, Hogwarts Legacy broke records for the most streams of a single game with 1.28 million concurrents.
I did see that. That I did see.
Is fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Another one is, Hogwarts Legacy sold 80% more copies in the UK than Elden Ring did in its first week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Elden Ring is at a total of 17.5 million copies right now. I couldn't find any numbers for Hogwarts opening week, but I believe it will outsell Elden Ring by the end of 2023. Make my words, Julian. Make them.
Make my words, Julian.
But
well,
that's it.
That's it's crazy because people are buying it. The hype? Is that hype?
And
I think so.
Just the hype?
And the Hogwarts fandom.
I
The
guess
hype?
so. True.
Hype train is
Potterheads.
a powerful train. That is a train
Yeah,
with all freaking engines going off the rails. Okay, that
Was it this
is
hyped
very
though?
powerful.
Too soon.
was it this hyped, this game? I don't
Yeah.
think it was more
Yeah.
hyped. Yeah, you'd think so.
I mean, I didn't think so, but like all the pre-orders and everything, that's crazy.
Well,
I guess
remember, it's not just the desire and the hype to play the game, but it's controversy. It's everything. It's all attention that is on the game brings it to in some way or another to everyone's eyes, right? Into focus.
Yeah.
So I think that still counts as hype. You know what I mean? There's hype around it. Everyone's all hyped up around it. Hype isn't always necessarily a positive thing, I guess. It's just it's a hot topic, right?
Mhm.
Trending.
Yeah, it's trending.
It's trending. Well, should we get into it then?
Fuck yes, let's do it.
Let's head over to today's topic. Today's topic is, of course, Hogwarts Legacy. We all purchased Hogwarts Legacy. I got it for PS5. Nathaniel got it for PS5. Daniel, did you get it for Xbox?
Xbox Series X.
Xbox 360.
Xbone.
It is
360.
Looks like the old PS1 game.
Oh, wait
It's,
a minute. This is that Quidditch game. I bought that old Quidditch game.
Oh man, I played that game.
Remember
I had
that
it
one? That was fun.
I had it on PC.
Me too.
Yes, action adventure game in the Harry Potter universe by Avalanche Software, as we said before. We're going to be talking about the different categories of the game, performance. We're going to go controls, gameplay, visuals, sound and music, and the story. And then we're going to get into some little things that maybe we didn't like about the game. Anything we did like about the game, we're going to mention in the aforementioned topics. And we'll save the negative stuff to the end.
Yeah.
But what negative stuff?
Well, we'll see. We'll have to see. So where should we start? Should we start it off in the performance?
Yes. What's everyone
Okay.
playing it at?
Okay.
Well, I don't know if Daniel. I wonder if all the options are the same as on the PS5. I believe they were the same.
They should be.
I believe so, yeah.
The performance modes available to us were: you have balanced fidelity, fidelity with ray tracing, performance, and high frame rate performance. Do we want to get into specifics of what each of these are, or do we care about that, or we just want to say what we each Because we don't really know for certain what exactly the specs are, right? It's not really public.
I don't know the
knowledge.
exact like resolutions of each.
Yeah, I mean,
I couldn't
think it's
find it.
obvious. It's pretty obvious.
I couldn't fucking find it. They wouldn't tell me anywhere.
Because ray tracing either means just shadows or shadows and reflections.
I think they're all targeting 4K. Like obviously they're targeting 4K with a dynamic resolution. It's just the balance.
I did try balanced stuff first. First I tried balanced, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good. This is like I would get a guess. It was about 45 frames per second, probably ish. It wasn't quite 60, but it was definitely more than 30.
So you mean the high frame rate? No, you mean the balanced. Okay, yeah.
That's what I said. So I did play on that for a bit, and I was like, "This is decent."
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just fiddling around, so I put fidelity with ray tracing, which I'm guessing is like 4K, trying to get the max with the ray tracing. But that's what I stayed on for the rest of the game. It was very good, a very good 30 frames per second, absolutely playable, even for me. And I hate 30 FPS.
That is saying something. Yeah,
but I actually played the entire game, 47 hours in fidelity mode with ray tracing. Actually, I played about 2 hours with the high frame rate mode just to test it out. I did. Well, it was nice. It didn't look as good, obviously. It doesn't hold a candle to the other mode in terms of fidelity.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't think it's really worth playing it in the high frame rate mode. It was a bit blurry, and my TV, I don't know if it couldn't quite keep up with it. There was a little bit of ghosting when you move the camera fast. That being said, like 120 FPS on console gaming, I just don't think it's really there yet. You know what I mean? Like my TV is one of the top of the line HDMI 2.1 120 frame OLEDs. Like if I can't do it and the response time isn't enough, you know what I mean? On that, then what is really what's good enough? It's just not there yet,
Yeah, I agree.
So like, I wouldn't let that make your mind up on any like TV buying decisions. Like, don't even worry about 120 FPS on your console. 60 FPS at 4K.
Yeah,
good enough. Good enough. What'd you guys play at?
Well, my TV doesn't have the VRR, so I can't get. I'm not allowed to select balanced.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I only get fidelity with ray tracing, and performance. I get the 3. I went to fidelity first because whenever you boot the game up, it asks you if you want to do fidelity or performance. And
for the first time, when you started up for the first time, I only saw the 2 options.
Yes. And I selected fidelity. And I was like, usually when they say fidelity, it means the ray tracing is on. Hi-fi. Is this hi-fi?
You friggin' infidel.
So I'm playing around. I'm like, oh my God, this game looks so fucking good. It looks so good. And then later on, Daniel or Jonathan, how did you find out Daniel was playing on?
I think you just
I don't know. I was just checking my settings. I was like, oh shit, I'm not even on ray tracing.
Oh, you're right. And then Jonathan starts
remote.
making fun of Daniel. And I'm like, wait a second. Let me fucking check. I'm like, fuck, I wasn't even on fidelity with ray tracing.
Yeah.
Losers.
But yeah, I played with fidelity with ray tracing at the 30 FPS, and it was great. I had 0 issues with how it handled and how smooth it was. I guess I kept the cap on, the frame cap on.
Yeah. There is an option to take the frame cap off.
When I turned that shit off, it got so choppy and like, it was just all over the place. And I was
Which
like,
is weird. That's really weird. I wonder why that is.
Like the discrepancy between the frames, it would drop so hot, like it would drop hard and then it would come back up. So it felt really
very choppy.
But
so it did in some places get up to 60 FPS for me in that.
Oh yeah.
Like I did notice that. I'm like, oh wow, this can get up like really fast frame rate. Okay. And then it just like
yeah, fuck that. I'd rather have just a nice stable-ish frame rate. But yeah, that's what I played.
Yeah, frame cap on, it was good.
Daniel?
What about Daniel? I think you just played Fidelity.
I have it on fidelity
ray
with ray tracing. Yeah. I have the frame cap on. I didn't touch any of those settings. There's definitely some times where, like, I think it's specifically the Dark Arts Tower. There's this corridor with some statues in it. I know there's a lot of those, but it's where the string quartet is playing in that same building. There's a corridor with, like, when you go through it, there's lights shining on the opposite end of the hallway from the windows right above the hallway onto the floor. And every time I go through that one little corridor, the frame rate definitely drops. I
Really?
don't know to what number.
I never noticed any frame.
That's because you're
drop.
playing on Xbox.
Oh, is the Xbox Series X
Bullshit.
inferior? Is it an inferior version? Because I never
Don't think so.
I did not notice any frame drop at all playing in the capped
Pretty
fidelity.
sure I have it on because I didn't touch it, and it starts on, I think, frame cap. Although, let me disclaim though, it drops briefly. Like, the game has to catch up with the graphics, then it, like, picks back up. I don't mean to say that the frame rate drops like the entire time you're in that Dark Arts area. I just mean, like, when I go into that hallway, it gets choppy and then it picks back up.
Yeah.
So it, like, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. The loading times are pretty good too. I
yes.
noticed.
Yeah.
Really good.
Oh,
When you're fast traveling, like, I
Mhm.
never was, like, waiting a long time for anything.
or when you're in your room of what's it called? Room of discovery requirement. When you're going in between the beast rooms, I love how they did that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like
a transition.
zero loading, like a second, and it just like puts you back into the other room. Oh, it's great. Did you guys even? Oh, I guess you tried it, Daniel. Did you try it on performance at all, or just kept it?
No, I haven't really wanted
Yeah,
to because
okay.
I always struggle with that. Like, if I train, I don't like going back
Yeah.
and forth and trying it out, and then part of me wants to play performance, and then the other part of me wants,
Yeah. So like
better
the
off
30.
not knowing.
Yeah, I didn't go into
ignorance
performance
is
mode
bliss.
at all. Yeah, I didn't go into the performance mode at all. The 30 FPS is all you need to enjoy this game. It is sensational. Whatever they did to make this game look this good and play this nicely at 30 FPS, like, great job.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
true.
Like,
It's true.
Yes.
insane.
Commendable Studio Avalanche. Kudos to you from the trolls. Where are we going next? We're going to go into controls next. We talked about the gameplay. Let's talk about the controls.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really have any issues other than the obvious. This is probably the elephant in the room. Playing on a controller, it's probably not like this on PC if you're playing keyboard and mouse. The spells, the amount of spells that there are.
Oh, it is. I don't think you get any more slots on PC than you do on.
Really? You can't just
Awesome.
press like 1 to 9 or something?
No, I don't think so.
Ugh. Ugh. No,
Yeah.
you probably can keybind them. I guarantee you can keybind them. Maybe not guarantee, but I
saw
would
because
have.
I saw some. I was looking at PC screenshots and they just had the same amount of spells just in a line instead of a diamond.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm saying because there are so many spells, you only have 4 buttons on your controller. What you have to do is you have to hold left trigger and press a D-pad button,
Yeah.
one for each page. So you get 4 different pages for your spells, and then cast the spell with
Right
the
trigger.
face button, with right trigger and the face button that you want. Now, this is a kind of a pain, and it gets a bit slow because if you're comboing spells, you want to switch between your pages. You literally have to stop and then do it because you have to take your thumb off. Unless you're using claw, we talk about claw. You could claw grip it and keep your thumb on the joystick. But if you're not doing that, you're literally a sitting duck. You'll just stop and you have to switch your pages while people fucking shoot at you and
Yeah.
it leaves you wide open. So that's not amazing.
I use my paddles on the back to dodge.
Yes, I was going to say that.
So I'm dodging while my spells are recharging. Just keep fucking dodging and then whip them around.
But I'm talking about actually like switching pages in the middle of a fight is not.
It's brutal. It's not great.
No,
yeah,
it's
I
not
usually
good.
just roll out of the way, and like while I'm rolling, I'll do it, you know? so that at least if my character's moving or I'll gain some distance from the enemies, then I'll just take a second and do and I'll swap it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I would always like think about the next thing that I want to do, and I was able to switch it really quick and kind of get the thing off. But you have to think about it ahead of time if you want to do that. Like you can switch, cast a spell, and then switch back, but it's not something you're gonna do as a reaction to something. You have to preconceive it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have like your combo, right? You have your combo, or you should have your full combo in the diamond.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work that because like what if you have we can talk about this in gameplay. We can switch you into gameplay, but when you have the enemies with the different color bubbles that you need to break, and you don't have that color spell on your page, you have to switch page.
Yeah,
so like it's not always feasible.
That was my biggest issue. What about like did you guys notice that whenever you cast a different kind of spell, your PS5 controller lights up a different color? Did you notice that?
I wouldn't notice that.
No, you wouldn't, because Xbox is trash.
It's funny because I remember always being the Sony proponent, and you guys are always like, "Oh, Xbox is obviously the better fucking console, dumbass."
I don't.
And now
care.
the tables have turned. I mean, I still love both.
I'm just fucking around, but and like let's get into the haptic feedback with the buttons.
Oh yeah,
right? Because
very nice.
Because on the PS5 controller, you can just tap a little bit on the right and do your main spell fling, right? Your main, just your fire. Basic but then cast. You press it down to engage the other one. But what's nice about the PS5 is it has that shelf, right? You can click it just a little bit and keep firing really nicely. You don't have to keep pressing the whole button down to fire. And I love that. I just keep flicking the R2.
Flick your bean. Flick your little bean.
Just flick it, and then you press it down. I didn't notice the shoulder buttons or the haptic feedback for different spells. I don't know. Did you guys notice that? I don't know if they were trying to go for that, but like,
no, it was just one.
I was going to ask you how the feedback,
just a little soft, like a little bit of resistance, a little bit of resistance.
You know what would have been really cool is if you're getting into like a wand battle where your spells are like smashing.
Priori incantatum.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, man.
That your shoulder button would like really go crazy and really be hard
electrocute you.
That would be sick. That'd be
so shit.
Just like and then you die.
What else did you guys like? I've got a lot for controls here. Should I just keep going? How about the battery life for your controller in this one? Because it was spewing out sounds on my controller. Like my batteries lasted. They were shit.
Yeah, same. Actually, I did notice that.
Really?
I didn't write that down, but I did actually notice that. Yes.
Yeah, it was brutal. Like Alma would play for her session, and then she's like, "Here you go," and the fucking controller's dead. So we always had to have one swapping, but I don't like playing the game too much with my pro controller, quote unquote. I don't really like it because the shoulder buttons are shallow. They're short. They don't go deep like the stock PS5 controller. So I wanted to play with my stock PS5 controller, but it was always out of fucking battery. So the battery life was brutal in this game. I don't know if it was because the lights were changing every time you fling a spell.
Yeah, it's
probably just the vibrations.
It's the adaptive triggers, probably, and it's the haptic feedback. It's everything. All those colors.
That's part of the experience. So I didn't want to turn them off. You know.
Just fucking plug it in. Actually, because
I had two controllers on the go anyway. You know, I got that nice controller that I won from the Gaming Duo podcast. Shout out to them. The Ragnarok God of War controller. Had that going with my custom, fully modded controller.
Now you need a Hogwarts controller. Gamers are like, when the new game comes out, gamers are like Andy in Toy Story. His fucking room changes with like all the shit that like is trending and hot. Like we go from Woody. You go from Woody to like Buzz Lightyear, and your bed sheets change.
Let's talk about the story. We'll set it up a little bit. We will not get into spoilers here because this is a non-spoiler cast.
It's true.
And then we'll go into some gameplay. So the story is we'll set it up. We'll set up a basic premise here. You're a 5th year starting in Hogwarts for the first time in your 5th year for an unknown reason. It's quite an
Yeah.
adventure. And it starts it off on your way to Hogwarts. You meet your professor that will be a huge part of the game throughout the story. Professor
Fig.
Professor Fig. Yeah, something crazy happens on your way to Hogwarts, and it kind of sends you on this journey. Now, you don't know why you're starting a 5th year. Whatever it is, what it is, you get to go in, you get to do the sorting hat ceremony and all that, which is very cool. You can either answer the questions that it asks you and take what you get, or you can just choose whatever the hell you want. I was sorted into Ravenclaw. And I accepted. I accepted my charge. I accepted my charge into the House of Ravenclaw.
Daniel?
Where were you?
Same.
Where were you? Same.
I was also placed in Ravenclaw. I did their little sorting hat survey thing in game. I didn't do the whole app thing. I thought about linking my accounts and doing like
I
the
didn't
survey.
do that.
I couldn't stand the notion of fiddling with my fucking phone and shit on mobile like while I'm trying to start the game. No. So I was playing the game and I did the little sorting hat thing, and I think they asked a couple questions. And actually, he tried to place me in Gryffindor first. And I was like, I don't like that.
It's your glasses.
Really?
Because
So you did choose Ravenclaw.
I chose it because the sorting, as is canon, the sorting hat takes your choice into account.
Oh, true.
So I was like, I'm okay with being like, no, I want to be placed in Ravenclaw. Harry did it. Actually, he didn't request Gryffindor, but he just said not Slytherin, right?
Yes, true.
So I was okay having chosen manually Ravenclaw. Because that's really what, because it said creativity and wit. That's me. Curiosity. That's Ravenclaw. I'm Ravenclaw. So I was like, I don't.
You are
remember
Rowena
Gryffindor.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
I started. I booted up the game, and then to get my pre-order deluxe shit, I thought I had to link the account. So I went through this whole fucking thing with my account linking in the app, and the questionnaire through the app was way more than the game.
Really?
It was like
longer.
it was like 10 questions, 15 questions or something. It was crazy.
What the hell?
And they brought it through, and you got to like create your Patronus, your wand,
What?
Yeah, I didn't get to do that.
all
Patronus?
that shit in the app. But in the app, I got placed in Slytherin. See my Slytherin colors?
Right.
So I went through the big questionnaire and got placed in Slytherin. And then I was like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to do all this shit on my phone. She's like, you don't have to do that. Just go into the game. So then I went into the game, did the questionnaire, and landed again in Slytherin. So I'm just a Slytherin kind of.
I mean, it's probably
Wizard
pretty
snake.
easy to land in Slytherin. You ask fucking sorting question, asks you 2 questions, you just answer the most evil shit, and like you're in Slytherin.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to get into Slytherin. I was answering how I
Bullshit.
would answer in real life.
I call bullshit.
No, man. I just told you that I did it through the app, and it put me in Slytherin.
all right. We're talking about the story here, okay?
Yeah.
Now, so the while it has its holes, I thought it was pretty engaging. I mean, some of the side stuff that they tie in, there's a few like side quests with like the unforgivable curses that are kind of tied in, kind of.
Yeah, sometimes they'll share a main quest. Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool. I mean, they never actually explain why you're in your 5th year and just starting Hogwarts, but I mean, just go with it. You just go with it. And I don't want to give too much away, but there is a special ability that you have that is kind of what the main story is
Yeah.
based on.
There's a lot of mystery surrounding that. And I've got questions because I'm not even that far. Like, I feel like I've been playing for a while, and the main quest
Oh, yeah.
kind of takes its time, which is actually nice because you're not like, rushed through everything. So I still have questions. Very mysterious so far. So I dig
Yes.
it.
Yeah. I'm
All right.
about, what am I? 32 hours in, I think.
I am
But you finished the main
Half
quest,
that.
though.
I finished the main quest, yeah. Yeah, but
Same.
I haven't rolled the credits yet, though. There's no
Oh.
credits after the main story.
True, correct. No, the
Spoiler. Is that a spoiler?
No, you just aren't done the game yet. So
Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah, there's like the main quest, and then
But if I had to say, I think the story out of all of our other categories that we're going to go through, the stories, though I liked it a lot, is probably the weakest.
The weakest?
Out of how they finessed everything else. But it did pull my heartstrings a few times. The goblin antagonist didn't really do it for me. Like he was okay, but I think a lot of his supporting cast, like the voice acting and all that kind of stuff, was fantastic. Like was really good.
Voice acting was good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on into the gameplay then. The gameplay, there's just a formula here, guys. There's a formula here. When you talk about the combat system, you look at the collection system. You got to collect all your things. Anyway, talking about the combat system, it's similar to other games with great combat systems. And like I said, there's a formula. Spider-Man, PS4, PS5. God of War, Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War. They all use the same formula. You dodge around, hack and slash or beat 'em up or spellcasting in this case. It's similar in control and function. You get a counterattack, a timed counterattack button. It's the same across all those games. And then you combo moves with others depending on your talent tree. I mean, they're very similar. It's the formula for a good combat system, and they all use it. That's the first thing I noticed when I played the Spider-Man game. Was it the Spider-Man game or the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor?
I think you played Shadow first.
I played first. Oh yeah, I played Shadow first. So when I played Spider-Man, I was like, this is almost exactly like the combat in Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. It's amazing. It's perfect. And then the same thing in God of War. I'm like, this is the same as those games. It's just the dodge, the timed counter. It's awesome. That's what a good combat system is. And there's a reason why they just keep using it. It works. It's the formula.
So fucking good. It's so
the
good.
formula.
I just want to say, I don't think I've had this much fun in an open world game since like Skyrim. I think they did such a superb job in this game. Like I've played Elden Ring, and I gotta say I enjoyed this game a lot more. I put 90 hours in Elden Ring. Okay,
I definitely got Skyrim vibes from it for sure.
Oh man,
100%.
I don't know if it's the world. Maybe I'm a bigger Potter fan. Like I'm a Potter fan, so jumping into this world made it that much more engaging, right?
But just like the map and like looking at the map, it's almost like Skyrim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the POIs and the things you're seeing on the map. Like, oh, what's over there? I go check that out.
Yeah, and it's not frustrating. Like the gameplay's not frustrating. You're not smashing your head against the wall. You know,
it's not super hard or anything like that.
You just have to take like maybe like a handful of times I had to think for more than 2 seconds on a puzzle.
Are you guys are you both on like normal difficulty? Hard?
I'm on normal.
Just the default, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But like nothing had me stuck and nothing wanted me to put this controller down.
Yeah. And you have all your familiar spells from the books and movies. They're all there. Very nostalgic and fun to use those. You get to use those, even the unforgivable curses.
Oh man, battling never got old for me. Like I kept looking for fights.
Yeah,
fucking Crucio, fucking Crucio. Do everybody, and then Abracadabra! Like kill them all. Fucking kill them all.
That's sweet.
So good.
The talent tree too. If you talk about that, you'd have to spec into that for that to happen. But the talent tree is simple. Nothing overcomplicated, which is nice for a change.
That's true, actually. There's no overwhelming
simple.
Exactly. It's just a few things in what is it, like 5 different categories.
You unlock one thing. It's not like multiple. I don't think yet, because I
one
looked through
per
all the
level.
ones
One
that I
per
want to do.
level.
It's like one. Yeah, you don't put multiple into one, and then you don't have to do any math or calculating. I really
it's
like
pretty easy.
I noticed that I'd always have around 2 or 3 unspent talents for some reason, and I'd keep them because I was scared. I didn't want to put them in because in this game once they're spent, they're spent. You can't reset them. So I always had like 2 unspent talents just in case.
Not yet.
You know, I was like,
I
was
spent
like-
mine right away.
oh
Right
yeah,
away.
no, I always kept
Straight
mine.
away. But anyway, you
I
can
definitely read
can spec
through
into
the trees.
Yeah, they're easy to read through. You can
Yeah.
make your decision pretty quickly. I feel.
Yeah,
like
but-
you can spec in, and some of them don't have very many in them. So if you want to just throw, like stealth only has four
Yeah.
talent points in it. If you want to go stealth, it only costs 4 to max out the stealth tree.
Mhm.
4 levels.
Yeah.
You can go with plants. You know, if you want to be some weirdo herbologist and chucking cabbages at people or whatever the hell they do, yeah, you can do that.
If you want to be a Neville Longbottom,
Yeah, if you want to Neville Long du Bas, as it is in French. That means long in the bottom, literal translation.
wow.
He's long in the
Okay.
bottom.
He has
But
a big
yeah,
ass. He
you
has
can
a tall butt.
yeah, you can spec into potions and drinking potions and doing that kind of thing. The dark
Mhm.
arts, you know, make your choice. It's really cool.
I did find that not spending talents saved me one time because I wanted to get through this like castle and there was so many bad guys. I was like, and then I was like, maybe I should put something in stealth, right? Like, so then I went into the talent trees and I was like, oh, I have an unspent talent point, and I go into the stealth point, the stealth tree, and I see it says run or sprint while stealth, and I was like, I was like, click.
So
Fucking filled
you're
it.
saying that not spending talents saved you by spending talents.
Mhm.
You all
Because
right.
I got to a point in the game.
Well, yeah,
where,
but he had them available to him at a certain point in the game when he needed to like an ability, when he needed it
Yeah.
to unlock an ability.
Yeah, but if
so
he had
was able
put them
to-
in there,
I
in the
wouldn't
first
have
place,
known to.
yeah.
I wouldn't have known to put them in there because if I spent them all and I got to that point, I was like, I could really use a stealth talent.
you didn't read them before.
Yes, I did, but as I said, I
You
kept a
have
few.
no talent. Okay.
I didn't max out. I think I had 3 out of 4 in stealth or something like that.
Well, I just have the one, just the run while he's stealth. That's all you need, because it's so fucking slow. If you don't,
Yeah, I definitely have
Ugh.
that one. That's for sure. What did you spec into, Daniel?
I'm not
So
putting
far.
anything in stealth or
No?
room of requirement. I'm doing all.
I didn't put anything in room requirement either.
I'm doing spells, dark arts, and core, because you can max those out. Those 3
core is
based on
pretty
how
good.
many, what the level cap is, whatever. You can max out the
But
first.
even some of
3.
them, some of those ones in there, I'm
challengers.
like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that.
Yeah.
So I did skip. I did skip some of them, and I put them elsewhere.
Yeah,
so,
of
like
course.
you can. It's versatile. You can do what you want.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not going to bother, I don't think, with the rumor requirement or because I'm not a huge potions guy. You know, I make what I need and I use it. But definitely, I'm specking mostly into the spell based trees because I love the combat and I am a big lately, especially first time playing a game. I'm a big proponent for just combat builds and just being able to be capable in the game and get through it and not have any issues in combat, shit like that. So I always like going damage first. I used to do a lot of stealth stuff first. And just be like, oh, I want to be stealthy, whatever. No, this time it's all spells, baby.
Yeah, I
all spells.
I tend to go stealth too sometimes.
As for the combat itself, I find while playing this game, there's a notion of like being creative in combat and using spells like Accio and Depulso and Levioso to manipulate your enemies and like execute, creative combat plays to defeat them low. So
Crucio.
So you're thinking like when you're fighting, when you're battling, do I want to pull my enemy toward me just to push them away? Because I can do that because I can. So why not? Because it's fun to like playing with your prey type thing, right? Or do I want to pull them toward me and then use Incendio while they're immobilized in the air and set them on fire? Or do I want to use the tried and true ranged attacks like Expelliarmus and Confringo because they're just easy and they're dependable?
But sometimes you have
or
to use
don't-
different ones because
Or use both, right?
because
You
of
use both.
the enemies have like
Yeah.
shields, colored
Really?
shields.
You could just
that
throw
will-
something at them.
Yes,
break
true.
the shield.
You can
Yeah.
do that too. There's a lot of environmental stuff you can use, which actually does a lot of damage. If you guys have
Which
been
is
finding
again
that, like,
the same as Spider-Man. Same
Yes.
as in
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Love that.
yeah, I love
Press R1 to chuck a fucking
Like a
manhole
manhole
cover at someone's head.
that. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
But I like these kind of moves, and the shield is a cool thing. So enemies have the shields with different colors that correspond to the colors of the spells in your palette to break them, etc. But I love these kinds of options in combat. Do I want to use the less lethal shit? Do I want to use like Glacius or whatever to freeze them and immobilize them so I can go focus on this powerful enemy here or whatever? Right? They force you to they force players to think quickly, while engaging, which is a challenge that I love because you don't want it to get too stale and boring.
Yeah.
It feels great.
I took a few captures of like a sick fucking like spell combo or like fight that I just wrecked a whole camp of guys and
Yeah.
boom. I'm like, anyone else here? What up?
My practicing with Elden Ring and Demon Souls, I was just fucking rolling around, and I got the talent where if you dodge, then you get more more ancient power.
magic. Yeah.
Oh man, I was dodging like a motherfucker. Like,
Did you get
one
the
could touch me.
hold the dodge button to like teleport?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I never used Protego. Not fucking once.
I love it. I love
What?
using that.
Really?
Not once. I
That's
would
great.
dodge all the time. Just
Yeah.
dodge.
How did you not use Protego if you're in the dark arts? It literally, when you use Protego and Stupefy, it curses them. How
Yeah,
could you
like
not
curse
use
them
If you're
otherwise.
skilled if you're specced into dark arts, I
Yeah.
believe that's what happens.
Like
yeah.
you can put a curse on someone just like that, just by doing that. That's
but I just dodge. Just
you
dodge.
obviously don't know how to play the game. So
Oh my god.
let's
Just because I don't play it like you.
what about the map? Let's talk about you obviously have your main quest. There are, I think, 14 main quests.
That's it?
I think that's
I
what
thought
it
there were
said.
more than that. I
According to the
remember reading-
challenge book, there's only 14 main quests. It seems longer, but maybe that's because you
because
have
those
to do
update,
side
don't they?
stuff. Yeah, you have to do side stuff in order to unlock the next one. I think that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
you have to do other
Yeah,
things
yeah,
to
yeah,
unlock the next main quest. So that's how it kind of works. The quest will have you flying all over the greater Hogwarts area, the GHA. You get to go to Hogsmeade. You get to see Hogsmeade, just like in the movies. You get to be there and walk around
Oh
it.
man.
Get to explore the map traversal. You have choices. You can just fly your broom. You get to have a flying mount. You can get a Thestral or a Griffin, or you eventually get a ground mount to fly around or to just stomp around on the ground. Just getting around is really easy and the fast travel is so easy. The fast travel in this game is probably one of the best I've ever used in a game. You literally click on the waypoint and you go there. And they're all over the place. So you don't have to go somewhere first.
No, you don't.
You
can
don't
be
have
anywhere.
to. Like in The Witcher, you have to go to the sign.
Stupid
Yeah.
signpost. Yeah.
It's the same in
Seems to be a
Cyberpunk.
CD Projekt Red thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like that. You literally pop up your map. I want to go there. Boom, you're on your way, and the loading times are fast. So I loved it. I loved that. It was really good.
And it also helped that like just jumping on your broom and flying is like so good. And whenever you fast travel and you're just fucking right, I'm gonna jump on my broom and I'm gonna fly to the quest. Like, man, it's done so well. So
Yes.
well.
It's true.
Yeah, but and that lets you explore. When you hop on your broom, you're like, oh, what's this that I see?
Yeah.
And like you just fly in another direction from where you thought you were gonna go, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go explore this. What's this? I found a bandit camp or whatever, and you want to just go get your collection chest from that camp. That's where I got a lot of Skyrim vibes from it. You just like passing through and you find something.
Like world
Yeah,
events,
and then
like
a
you
cave.
stumble upon shit.
Yeah, you just stumble upon like a cave or a bandit camp or whatever.
Right.
But Hogsmeade and the surrounding map is awesome. There's lots to explore. There's lots of little things to do on the map if that's your thing. Were you a fan of the Beast collection and caretaking?
I'm glad you brought that up. I thought the beast catching was gonna be some weird like afterthought kind of thing. but it's so fun. I love catching the beasts.
I actually haven't done any yet because I think I
Oh.
just got to the quest where I have to attend bestiality
Okay.
class.
But it's like they inserted this cozy game
Exactly
Into
what I was
Ho-
going to say.
in Hogwarts Legacy, and it's so fucking
Cool.
good. It's
Yeah,
so
nice.
good because in your
look
room of
forward to that.
requirement, you get these beast areas to take care of them, right? Like their own little farmlands.
Yep.
And in these little areas, you get to build like your own little village. Like you should see my village I have in my beast camp. It's so
Wow.
sick. Yeah, you can you find designs around the world.
Yeah, your collection.
So your collection. So I plopped like 3 different kinds of houses in this beast. I put down a cobblestone street. I've got my beasts in their pens. I've got pumpkin patches everywhere. Oh man, it's so fucking good. It's so
I didn't do any of
Cool.
that. I didn't
Oh, man,
actually
it's
know
so
you could
good.
do that. I knew you could like place things in there, but I was like, fuck it. Here you go, animals. You get a feeding
It's so
trough.
beautiful.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Fucking-
No.
Like I'm not
Hogwarts-
spending my time in there. I'm
I
not
put-
spending my time in there with
Why
the
not?
animals.
Oh man, you put your
Because it takes forever to freaking feed them and brush them all to get their stuff. I'm like, come on.
I bathe them and I crimp them myself.
and I stand by my performance.
No, I didn't actually know about that, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. And I put my cabin, like my house, right beside the stream. I put a couple of trees beside it, little bench in front of my house, so I can watch this. Oh man, it's
There you go. A little cozy game within
Yeah.
Hogwarts
Within.
Legacy.
loved
That
it.
is so cool. But did you see that you can also get like shiny beasts? There's little
Yes, there's little
like a
star.
like a shiny Pokemon, and it's a
Okay.
different color, and there's a little shiny icon.
Oh, okay. See? Oh man, so fucking good. If you breed them with the different color, do they pop out different
I don't know.
colors?
I don't
Because
know.
you can breed your beasts as
Yep.
well.
You can breed them, and the beasts are for collecting like materials that you
Yeah.
need for upgrading your gear.
For upgrading the gear.
That's
Um,
cool.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't got to that point yet, but it's funny because there's so many with like these new sweet games that come out. We say this is a non-spoiler cast, but it's almost like where do we draw the line with spoilers? Like not telling people about experiences in the game because they're so fun. Do we want to? You know what I mean?
I think spoilers more like story, like
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
because there's cool features and shit, and people might want to, anyway.
Yeah, we're not spoiling the story here.
No, of course not. I wanted to ask you guys, would you agree? I had this written down. This is just in gameplay in general. The feel of this game, if I can summarize it, I got like Fable 2 and 3 vibes meets Assassin's Creed with like Bethesda dialogue options and BioWare character
God.
speaking.
I didn't play any of them games.
I was gonna say I didn't play. I played Fable.
I played
1.
Fable 1.
So you guys have played Assassin's Creed.
Oh
Fable
yeah,
1.
Assassin's Creed.
Fable
Nah,
1 kind of
I
counts.
played
Assassin's
Valhalla.
Creed. Yeah, I can see.
Assassin's
Played
Creed,
Valhalla, that is all.
Bethesda dialogue options, and your character speaks like in BioWare games with dialogue options. Obviously, Assassin's Creed, your character speaks, but there's not a lot of dialogue options as far as I remember. Those are the vibes that I got, man. I was telling my buddy if I could summarize it like that, that's what it would be like because he played all of those and he was wondering if he should pick it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
I know. Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on to visuals.
Oh,
Visuals, brilliant. Yes, yes,
oh my
Brilliant.
fucking god!
Beautiful.
What a beautiful game.
beautiful, beautiful. Yes,
Okay. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
it's beautiful. Fidelity with ray tracing. The lighting is very realistic. Now, the ray tracing, I believe, is only reflections.
don't know
From
about
what
that.
I've seen. Walking around Hogwarts, though, Hogwarts. It's gorgeous.
It's breathtaking.
Beautiful.
It
It's
really
amazing.
is.
Like the inside of Hogwarts, just walking around and looking at the like architecture and just the decorations and all the stuff they have everywhere.
Yeah,
I
I got
would
a
just-
bit.
I would
I
just
got a bit misty the
I was
first time I was
goosebumps.
walking through
goosebumps.
because it was the sheer attention to detail and like the devotion that
Yeah.
requires for all that architecture.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
from the developers and
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
like, holy shit, this is unprecedented. Like I've never
It's
seen
really
anything
cool.
like this. So
Goosebumps
it's true.
just thinking about my first experience in the game.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to Gringotts, No, not
Yeah,
Gringotts.
Gringotts.
Not Gringotts. Fuck. Ollivander's, the wand store.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
When I went into the store, I was blown away. The boxes on the shelf,
Oh, the shelves. Yeah.
and it's just so perfectly done. It blew my fucking mind. I couldn't believe how good this game looked.
That's an
I think-
Hogsmeade.
I think it's probably the best looking console game I've played. And on the OLED, fuck's sake.
Probably, yeah.
It's
I would say
so
yes.
fucking good.
It's up there. It's up there.
I mean, would
up there.
Cyberpunk be also? I don't know, between Cyberpunk and this.
Ooh.
I would say Cyberpunk Ghost of Tsushima is one of mine. So, but it's up there with them. I would say,
Yeah.
for sure.
I would just
For
walk
sure.
around and look at everything.
Oh,
I
yeah,
spend a
I
lot of
just-
time just exploring the castle and you just find things.
Yeah.
You find little puzzles. You find
That's what my
things.
16 hours really is.
Yeah.
Just fucking walking around.
There are
the castle.
tons of locked rooms that you can eventually gain access to, and puzzles and
Yeah.
side quests you find in the castle. It is awesome. But
I had a thought about some lighting here. I want to, because
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you guys agree, but I had written here the grand staircase lighting at night makes me feel like I'm watching one of the films, like
Yeah.
particularly the earlier ones, like number 1 and 2 kind of thing. So I get like really nostalgic, like Hogwarts vibes. Like I'm watching Philosopher's Stone or Chamber of Secrets, because it's like both the music and the lighting. The music we'll get into, but the lighting at night, especially, they like the two of them together contribute to that weird, like good old fashioned Harry Potter feeling.
Yeah, for
Very
sure.
weird,
For
but
sure.
it's like perfect. It's perfect.
now,
Like-
talking about the lighting, though, you saying you don't think it's just reflections? Because we were
I've got a
watching
whole
that
thing here
video.
if you want me to go through it.
We were watching that video on the difference, like on and off, ray tracing on and off, and I couldn't really tell the difference in outdoor scenes during the
No,
day.
outdoor.
It looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
But where you're going to see the differences is when you're in Hogwarts. When you're in the
Mhm.
castle, you see the floors. They're going to be nice reflections off the floor, make it look like a buffed, like
Yeah.
finished surface.
Maybe a
metal-
little too buffed, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Metal objects will look shinier. But is it not supposed to be like a stone floor? Is
That's
that
what I mean.
reflection supposed to be there?
Like, are stones reflective that much? I
Well,
don't-
if they're like polished, it's like if it's like
well,
granite.
these must have been polished
Yeah.
by like those house elves for all day, every day for the
Oh, yeah.
last
they're fucking
700
slaves.
years.
Those house
They're
elves,
wizard slaves.
those house elves are polishing the floor.
Yeah.
And
I
I've
think so.
seen them polish the floor. They
Depends
disappear
on
when
the
I come near
material.
them. But yeah, it that's where you're going to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
The shadows don't really look different. I don't know if you noticed that, but I think it was
Yeah.
just reflections.
Let me go through my little thing and you guys can interject. Okay. I was trying to find out on the internet what exactly or what ray tracing modes they put in or what effects they put in. And I could tell, obviously, reflections going into the hall and running around the hallways, the castle where the big windows are, the reflections off the floor, on the doors. The
Yep.
doorways are reflective. If you turn off ray tracing, the doors don't reflect. There's no nice shine on the doors. The reflections on the floor, in my opinion, very nice, but like we said, maybe a bit too much. And it gives me a little more grip on my testes, you know? It's like, looks so good. Oh. Not much outside though. Other than some puddles on the beach and after a rain, you're not going to find much outside. Shadows. When I was walking, when you walk up to the castle in the shadows and the vines, you can tell they're straight with ray tracing off. The shadows are just straight lines. You go outside, and when you're walking through archways, it's just like straight lines. When you turn on fidelity with ray tracing, it's like they're shaped properly and they're blended better on like the vines and the walls and stuff. And the
Yeah.
oh, so
I feel
nice.
like that makes
Very
I feel like
nice.
because when I turned it on, when we had that little bungle where neither of us realized that it was on, when I turned it on and I started walking around, I was like, okay, it does feel more. Things felt a little more blended. Like everything looked a bit softer in the darker parts, like in the corners
Yes.
of like the
Yeah.
walls and stuff.
Mhm.
So I think I noticed it, but I only had the one momentary like experience. So I don't know. I should try it, maybe turning it on and off now, just for curiosity's sake. But I think I noticed.
I definitely noticed. Whenever I turned it on and I went to that little hamlet that's down the street from Hogwarts,
south.
It was so nice. Like at night with the fog, there was a little bit of fog, the reflections off the windows, the lamp light on the street.
The lamp-light's a big one. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Sure,
it was
sure.
fucking beautiful.
What
So
about the
good.
changing of the seasons? Did you notice
Yeah,
that?
that's an interesting. That's a
Yep.
new one. Depending on where you are, I guess, in the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's not just like a seasonal cycle because like
it goes to the
calculate that.
story.
But it goes to the story, which is kind of cool. How often do you guys take advantage of using Lumos? Because it's pretty much every fucking time I play.
Lumos?
never
Every
used it.
time.
I'm smashing
never
the
use
other
it?
one. What's the other one called?
I never used
I
it.
love Lumos. Every time it's like at night and I'm walking around the castle, Lumos, and the thing comes on, the little sound.
I
that,
never
like-
used it. I only
Oh,
used
man,
it when I
it's
needed to
awesome.
for the little challenges and puzzles,
Yeah.
like the butterfly puzzles. That's the only time I really used it. And obviously,
it's
if I
also
couldn't
'cause
friggin' see anything,
With
which
the
is
OLED,
not
though,
very often.
I take advantage of it. I turn it on because I just want to see like the contrasts, and it looks. Lumos is like a great example of how good the lighting and the shadows can be if you're looking at like in the
yeah.
ruins, or if you're in like a dark passage or something and you turn it on, you really see what it can do because it's like this white light.
It's like a very harsh white.
Yeah, it's like
this
an
is
LED.
blind. Yeah. And the shadows, when it casts the shadows everywhere, it's very harsh shadows and light. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's cool. Very rich.
What do you guys think about the fire, like when you're tomb crawling, when you're going around the tombs, the fire and the lighting in the tombs,
Yeah.
and like that kind of thing.
They were cool. I like the. I just would light braziers
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because of that. I was like, oh, let's get some light up in this moth.
Fuck yeah.
What are those black tentacle vines called again? That react to Lumos?
Oh, I thought those were just roots.
I don't remember.
I forget what it's
I was-
called.
I was lighting them on fire.
Yeah.
I kept
No.
spamming my area of effect fire spell.
Oh, you're supposed to use Lumos.
I didn't know that until like the end of the fucking game.
I would use fire sometimes when I didn't
Because
feel
there
like
was a-
changing my fucking spell page and going to put Lumos on. I would just like blast fire at them.
Yeah,
which
but
is why I
there-
never used Lumos because I didn't have it on my
Yeah.
damn thing.
There was always a
Yeah.
brazier near those vines
Yeah,
or those
usually.
roots. So I'd light that on. I was like, oh, they're scared of fire. So I just light them on fire and they would.
Okay. Well, we can move into sound and music. And I don't really have a whole lot to say about this. Maybe you do. I just will comment on the surround sound was working properly. And
Oh, really?
it was in Dolby Digital because I play on the full surround sound with my big tower speakers in the front. I got a Atmos 5.1.2 and it was working. I don't think it used Atmos. There was no Atmos height channels or anything like that. So maybe it was just 5.1. But when you're in the dialogue scenes and you're moving around, it would track properly, and that's all I asked for. That's all I
That's
asked
cool.
for.
Mm-hmm.
But I had my nephew over, or our nephew, and we were playing, and he noticed it, and he was like, "Man, the surround sound is sick." And I like, as I was walking around, people during the quest and like their dialogue and talking to me as we were walking. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's all around. So that's cool that it works. That's what I wanted. I was having some issues with the PS5 and enabling the surround sound. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it. Maybe it's my HDMI cable, but every
Maybe.
time I unplug the HDMI cable and plug it back in, and it resolves itself. I don't know what the hell it is. I had never had issues like that on an Xbox, on the Xbox.
Needs like a hard
ever.
reset type
I
thing.
don't know. I think it's just the PlayStation, the way it decodes the audio is just, it's not great. It's not good.
It needs a boot.
Yeah, I just need, like, I was getting pissed. I was like, there's no fucking surround. Why is this? And I'm fiddling with settings on my TV. You know, is it the TV settings, my pass through, the HDMI
Mhm.
pass through? What the hell is it? And then I just unplug the stupid cable and plug it back in, and then it magically works. I'm just like, you fucking stupid thing. But yeah.
I haven't really noticed. I feel like it's easier. I don't wear these when I play single player stuff because like I have a sound bar. I feel like if I wore headphones, I'd be able to hear more detail in terms of the sound design and all that stuff. So right now, I don't really have a lot of comments on it. I like the sounds that I hear. In particular, that Lumos sound brings me right back to Prisoner of Azkaban. And like, you know, like when he's doing it at the beginning, Lumos Maxima in his bedroom. Or like whenever the encounter with Harry, Snape, and Lupin in like the black hallways at night. Out for a little walk in the moonlight. Takes me right back. So I love those nostalgic sounds, the sounds that they used, you know, in the movies. But I got some stuff to say about the music.
Yeah, the music I did. What, you want to talk about music or sound?
Sound.
Okay.
Let's talk about the voice audio, because I was playing.
Yes.
I was playing in my headphones.
Oh, right.
Most of the time. And the voice audio was perfect. It was so crisp and clean and clear. The clicks and the pops and the speech was
You're
wonderful
talking about
to listen
your
to.
character's voice?
No, not my character. I'll get to that. But like everyone else's character's voice, and like the audio for that. Oh man, it was like ASMR Hogwarts Professor Edition.
Oh, I didn't get to experience that because I had them. Yeah, because I had them in the speakers, so I didn't really experience.
Oh man,
that.
it was when it was really in here. It was so crisp and clean. I was like, oh, the voice acting is probably some of the best I've heard in a fucking video game. Like some of the professors did such a fantastic job.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I love the voice acting. Voice acting for the main male character, it was decent. It's good.
Okay,
I like his
the
voice. I
acting
like
is
his
fine.
voice. I like his voice though, like his quality, like who they chose to be that voice.
How can you know what he sounds like though? Because it's
the female,
it's just pitch corrected like weirdness.
Tin canny.
Yeah, the female voice was the female voice actor. I thought was better because I watched Alma play a lot, and I found the female voice actor was better than the male.
I didn't switch to female in the. I didn't listen to it in the character creation. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, but the only gripe I've had with the voice audio, the voice sound was like you guys said, the tone or pitch stacking they did. Should we
explain what's going on? So when you're creating your character, you can choose the pitch of your character's voice, high or low, and if you don't use the middle as recorded, I'm assuming, quote unquote, as recorded pitch, if you pitch it down or up, you're going to get like artifacts, I'm assuming, because of how they process that and how they pitched the voice down. Because it's the same character, it's the same actor's voice. They didn't use other actors for lower pitches like other games have, like things like Chivalry or whatever, where they have different tones, different characters of voices. Yeah. This is the same one. They just pitched it down, and there's this weird kind of artifact that happens that almost sounds a bit phasey, almost like there's this weird kind of tin canny,
it was weird,
resonance that's happening at the same time.
I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was going nuts.
Especially
definitely a bit weird.
When you get on your mount, and he like yells, he's like "Go!" and it's just like his voice is so strange on
it's
mine.
weird. And I'm like, Alma, does your character? I was like, does your character sound really weird? She's like, no. I was like, mine sounds fucking weird. I don't know what's going on.
It's just that weird phase. The pitch correction is super strange.
I got used to it though.
I wasn't a huge fan. But the music. Talk about the music. Enough about this weirdo's voice. The music. Was there was a theme in there that sounded like the Home Alone theme.
Yeah, there have been a few.
Is it the same guy?
No.
It's very similar. Very similar.
It's definitely because imagine being asked to do the music for a Hogwarts game and be like, here you go. Your reference is John Williams' fucking scores for the first 3 movies because he didn't do 4, 5, 6, or 7. He did the first 3. So he wrote the theme, the main theme, Hedwig's theme, and all this shit. So imagine being that composer and being like, well, that's the benchmark here. So I have to meet it or rise above.
Let's just say that he just used the hook theme for the Harry Potter theme.
Yeah,
It's the same fucking song. It's the same thing.
Yeah, maybe. No.
The first 3 notes.
Because you can start humming You can start humming the Harry Potter tune and go into hook like perfectly.
What is hook
and it'd
again?
Be the same
I can't
tune.
think of it now.
Hook is what I just sang. Bum, 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 bum,
See?
bum, But and then
It's
no,
the
but
same
then
movie.
what? What's after that? That's the
I
first.
think it just does like boom, boom. I don't really remember. But those first few notes are the same as Hedwig's.
Bum bum bum. No, that's not it. I can't think of the hook one. I liked it though. There was a lot of different different
I loved it.
kind
It
of
was so
feels. There was at one point I felt like I was listening to like the Minecraft, like little in. I think it's in the bestiary when you're in your like room of requirement. It's like just a couple of like piano notes.
So good.
It's
Soft
like
stuff. Yeah.
it's like the Minecraft kind of piano music. That's what it sounded like.
I loved the room requirement music. Whenever I was tending to my beasts, I could stay there forever in that little cozy game.
I'm not
Tending to your
crazy
breasts.
about
My what?
I'm not crazy about the actual like just the main room of requirement theme. I feel like it's a little too whimsical and playful for me in that kind of environment. Like it's a little too almost comical. It sounds almost like comedic in a weird way.
Yeah, but I meant into the beast.
I know.
rooms.
But I'm just saying for the main one, I found it a little bit of a strange choice because like if you, in your room of requirement, I feel like you'd want it a little bit more chill, almost like what it sounds like you're describing the bestiary music. You know, I'd want it to be a little bit more chill, a little more laid back, and because it's just like this room where you can regroup and think about stuff and do. It's like your own little space, your other bedroom in the game. So I thought it was a little weird, but whatever. I don't care. It's not a big deal. All I know is that the music is like it's everything I could have wanted and more from a Hogwarts game. Like there's no way they could have done anything else. Like, you know, imagine electronic elements because I haven't
Like
heard any
EDM?
of that. Sometimes no. Just like just a rhythm game.
Just like Hogwarts rave party. Rave party in the Great Hall. We're doing a rave party. 1 a.m. Bring your polyjuice potion. We're all gonna change our appearance and have an orgy so we all look the same.
Just a bunch of snakes crawling all over each other.
Some composers do hybrid setups, right? Like they'll do orchestral and they'll do like some electronic elements or whatever, right? But this is just all, from what I can tell, orchestral palette, and it was a must. But they use like every color in the book with memorable themes, and they stand up on their own as music. Because I was telling you guys in the chat, I was on YouTube checking out the actual soundtrack from the Warner Water Tower Music label, I guess, which is one of their like inside companies
For the game, like the official game soundtrack.
Yeah, the official game channel, the soundtrack channel. Warner Brothers like Water Tower Music channel. And I was listening to that. They have two soundtracks. There's like two track lists. There's the main soundtrack and there's like a study themes. And I'm not sure what that means. I think it's just like sub themes that weren't like parts of the main score that the producers and everybody chose as like the main OST. I think it's just like extra music that they put on. But man, like a couple of my favorites were one was called like Seeking the Keepers, and it's like this really like solo violin in a minor mode, like kind of a gypsy style, and you probably heard it roaming around Hogsmeade area or in like the greater, and it's like plays at night. It's just like a violin, almost like very somber kind of thing, but it sounds like that gypsy style. Very cool. And the greenhouse music, that whimsical kind of innocent, very lighthearted.
In the plant
when you're in
teacher room.
Yeah. So that's another one of my favorites. I did want to kind of read you guys here. Check this out. This is just a quote from the composers on GamePress.com. They said GamePress.com says in a joint statement, the composers, because there's more than one. There's a group effort. Myers, Rakazi, Murray, along with Alexander Horowitz. These are the last names, I'm assuming, of the composers who additionally contributed music to the game, expressed their enthusiasm about working on the Hogwarts Legacy music. We feel so unbelievably lucky, privileged, and grateful to be a part of the amazing team behind Hogwarts Legacy. So many talented and brilliant people have poured their hearts and minds into this game, made by fans for fans. It is so impressive on a multitude of levels. The moment you step foot inside these great halls of Hogwarts, you can sense the love and passion that each person involved gave to this project. It's an experience like no other, which is so true. And I've thought about this so many times, and they just put it into words, so that's why I wanted to read it. It's our sincere hope that fans of Hogwarts Legacy will experience the joy, the awe, and the magic we felt when immersing ourselves into the game and its music. We're excited to see the players' reactions as they see and hear the world for themselves. Did you guys have favorite musical like excerpts that you could think of to your recollection from the game?
Not really.
Like something that
yes.
really stood out?
Yes. There was a portrait of a guy playing a lute.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I sat there and listened to it the whole time. I was like, this is amazing, the song.
Yeah, it was sweet.
I don't know what the hell it is.
The song
But
is good.
Just some
It
guy
sounds like
in a portrait.
It sounds like Canon and D, but it's like it's
But
not
like they
the same.
matched
good.
that reverb in that room
Mhm.
with that. Oh man, it was like I was there. I was there
Yeah,
listening
it's
to it in the hall, like in that hall, bouncing around and listening to that violin. And then there's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
trio playing. Oh man, it was so fun.
Oh yeah, the quartet, and then I told you
They
guys
were
I
playing-
walked into the music room
Mhm.
of all fucking places, totally accidentally. I had no idea why. I was just wandered into it, and there's the theater, like the seats going down, and the piano's playing like this Bach number that I learned a long time ago, and it's just like playing gently. It's called Prelude in C, and it's just this really nice kind of like rolling thing, and like arpeggios. And I was just walking around, unlocking the chests in there, and just like do 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 do. It was so nice. And then I come back up and it's playing Chopin, another piece that I learned. Just the way the music contributes to the ambiance of the game, I guess, the environment. Man,
It was great. Yeah.
It's a cozy place.
yes,
Hogwarts.
Oh yeah,
When you're
sure,
in the
for sure.
castle, they want you to feel safe. They want you
Safe,
to be
cozy,
cozy. And it works. Is that all we have for music and sound? Is that
That's all
everything?
I had.
That's all of our categories. Now let's talk a little bit about what we didn't like. Probably, maybe not that much, but I didn't like the fact that you can't respec, and I didn't like that. Your talents were permanent. I don't like that because you had to start a whole new game just to spec into something different. Like
Someone data mined and they actually had the option to respec.
what?
And they decided not to. Yeah, with a potion. There's a potion
the
that you
fuck?
can drink to respec.
Avalanche. Like that's just.
Do you
a
think that
poor
might
decision.
be a
I don't know why.
like an update thing though?
Maybe.
No, I hope so.
Like that information is out there, so maybe it means they've got
Yeah,
it on the
kinda
back
stupid,
burner.
Because it's not easy to level up to get those points.
I guess.
It takes a while. And
Okay, so you didn't like that.
because I wanted to respec to try the plant thing, because I had a full set of gear that I upgraded for using the plants. And if I'm not specced into it, like,
Yeah,
what's the
play
point?
the game again.
It's like, what am I going to do? Start the game again?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
That was dumb.
I had
yeah.
morality meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
Come
I have that
on.
written as well.
Fucking Fable 1 had it.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
Fable
that was
1
like-
had it.
And that was almost one of the original, like besides black and white, that line
Like where choices
prior.
Yeah, where
And they
choices
gave me
matter.
the choices. The choices were there for being a
Oh, yeah,
dickhead,
yeah.
being an asshole, and it didn't matter. It would just be like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah.
like it
That-
just would kind of
like
loop
Pokemon.
back to
Like
the same thing.
in a
Yeah,
world
exactly.
in a world where there is a very big swing between good and evil, you know what I mean? Like Voldemort and
Yeah.
Dumbledore, you know, like
You
there
know,
is true
Gandalf.
evil. There's true evil.
Gandalf.
There's true evil in this world, and I want to be that evil. I want to look that evil, you know? But
I want to be the. We could have been those guys. We could have been that mistake.
Oh, I
Like,
shouldn't have fucked that guy.
that
I
really
shouldn't have fucked that guy. We could have been those guys.
No, but it's true. I think that that's the biggest one for me. If so far playing the game, if they had put that in, I'd have been like, okay, this is
Yep.
already,
been the best game I've
already
ever
one of my
played.
favorite. Yeah,
Star Wars,
Yeah,
the
just-
MMO Star Wars had that. Remember?
they had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Well, that's all Bioware games have that though. Even
Like the
old
look, like the
fucking-
change of your look. Like
Yeah.
how many times I crucio someone,
Mhm.
like that's gotta put my morality down. Like that's gotta
You're severing
Sync
your
that.
soul
Yeah.
every time.
every single time.
Yeah.
Or was
Yeah.
it just Abracadabra
pieces,
that did that? 7 pieces, Tom.
I think it's just.
This is all for academic purposes, yes, Tom?
of course.
Oh, yes, sir. Of course.
Slughorn. Another small or less significant complaint for me would have been like an outfit loadout. Like Cyberpunk would have been really cool because like there's a lot of cool clothes, a lot of cool different
like a
things
set.
you can match.
Like
Yeah,
a save your set. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that might be coming again. There's still updates to come, so maybe they'll do that at one point because Cyberpunk did. Who knows? They'll probably maybe put it in the bedroom. There's a lot of shit they can do.
Speaking of that, will they
dorm
bring
room.
Quidditch? Will they bring Quidditch?
What
Because that
about-
was
Right.
no Quidditch.
Yeah, but what about dyeing your clothes? Like make a potion that can dye me all black.
Yeah.
You know, or change colors a little bit. They did. You can change colors with the items in your room of
That'd be
delivery.
like in Zelda.
Requirement.
Requirement.
In Breath of the Wild, you had to dye your clothes.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a big
Who
miss
knows?
too.
Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming. We'll see.
But yeah,
We'll
back
see.
to Quidditch.
Quidditch. No Quidditch.
Everyone talks about it in the fucking game. How Professor Black or the head
It's got to be
honcho-
coming. It's got to be coming.
It has to be coming.
Yeah.
It has to be coming.
The freaking
Just-
Quidditch pitch is there, perfectly modeled.
I think so.
It's
Yeah.
perfectly usable. It's got to be
It's
coming.
It's definitely coming in like an
More
expansion.
replay
or DLC.
value.
Maybe they couldn't
Expansion,
get
if
it
you wanna
right,
play it again.
and they needed to get the game out,
Well,
and
it
they're
might
like,
be-
just
it's like
take
going to be
this
a whole
out.
separate game that they have to make inside of the game, right?
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe imagine like multiplayer online Quidditch. Oh, fuck yeah, that'd
wow,
be so
that
sick.
would be cool.
World Championship.
That's why-
Quidditch.
the snitch.
That's what I said. That's why I said
150 points.
I'll reserve judgment at this time
Yeah. Okay.
because it might be coming. But another thing I didn't like was the broom controls.
Oh,
Well, sorry, the controls were fine.
but sometimes it would just like fucking spin me around or something.
Yeah,
weird.
it's not the controls, but it affects your control. It's the camera. It's
Sounds like
slightly-
user error to me.
It's
Sounds like
slightly
user error.
off center. It maintains that over the right shoulder camera where it should be centered behind you when you're on your mount, but it doesn't. So
Yeah, it was very
you're
weird.
always looking kind of slightly off kilter whenever you're on your broom or on your mount, which doesn't make any sense at all to me.
I
Like,
don't mind
why
it.
would they do that?
I've had
Because
no problems with it.
maneuvering and doing the obstacle courses on the broom, it affects it greatly. Like it's always curving to one side, and moving the camera makes you turn. So it gets really fucked up sometimes. So I did not like that. I did not like that at all, and I noticed it right away as soon as I started flying my broom.
Like sometimes I'd be like, well, how do I get out of this spin I'm in? I'm like,
Yeah,
I had to like
exactly.
stop.
Because you're overcompensating. If you move the left
Oh,
trigger,
man,
he
it's brutal.
like turns, and then it does this kind of fishtailing thing that you kind of get stuck in. You're
Yeah.
like, ah, shit,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
ah,
yeah.
fucking stop. So you just
Yeah.
gotta like let go
Yeah.
and reset. But I have had no problems. I really like the broom. I'm so used to the over the right shoulder thing. They do that in so many games now. It's just like a fucking.
Not on a broom.
It's not on a flying vehicle.
Sure. In Witcher 3, actually, Witcher 3 is interesting because it has an option in the menu to change.
What are you flying in
odd-
The Witcher 3?
No, just on horseback. Like if you think about your
Oh.
mount, your moving thing, the same shit.
Yeah, but
They
you're
have an
connected to the
option-
ground on a horse.
What does it matter? You're
Because
still
you can
you're,
follow the
You're
path
still
by
over the
holding
friggin'
the
right
button.
shoulder.
Yeah, I don't think that was the issue though.
Well, anyway, I was gonna say in The Witcher 3 they have an option to change that either over the shoulder or directly behind.
Ooh.
So it's
I
interesting. that they
probably
didn't-
changed that then when I played
Yeah.
The Witcher. That
Yeah.
is why I
Yeah.
don't. Okay. Wow.
But
there you go.
Skyrim had over the shoulder. So I don't know.
over the
I'm
shoulder
just used to
boulder
it. I don't
holders.
really give a shit.
All right. And is there any other issues you had?
Yeah,
That's all.
No
my
photo
issues.
mode.
No photo mode.
Oh yeah.
fucking photo mode in a game that
Yeah,
looks
you have that
this
issue
good.
in every game.
In
Every
a game that looks this fucking good, you
Hey,
couldn't
man,
put a
there's no
photo mode.
photo mode in Overwatch 2, man. What the hell, man? playing-
Actually,
There's playing Hearthstone. There's no photo mode. What the
oh,
hell?
fuck off. In a game that looks this fucking good, they can't put a photo mode. Give me a break.
Yeah.
In God of War, they added a photo mode, so I'm hoping that they do that in this.
Maybe. Is that becoming a big thing now, maybe?
Oh, it's yes. Oh yeah, for sure,
Maybe they'll do it.
for sure. But
Quidditch
that's-
photo mode, some action shots. Oh, that would be cool.
Like I want to when I'm have a cadavering somebody, I want to freeze that frame, go to photo mode, get out of there, and get some.
And I
cool
want to see the light leave their eyes.
zoom into their eyes. They're all
Come now,
white.
Harry. There's always what do you say? You say we must
when? I
make
don't remember.
time for the niceties. Now bow.
Oh yes, yeah, oh yeah. Fuck,
Oh,
man, I gotta
man,
I gotta finish
so
the
good.
7th movie. I had
Yeah,
got.
I'm gonna watch that shit too. Which one was that in?
I
When he
finished.
meets him in the graveyard. Is that's
Oh, yeah,
Prisoner of
that's number 4.
Azkaban. Is 4 or
No, number 4.
Oh yeah,
The
I'm on.
Graveyard is number 4.
Yeah, I'm on Goblet of Fire. Is my next one.
the Goblet of Fire? Did you put your name?
Nice.
Did you put your name into that goblet, boy? Did you put your name?
What's that, boy?
Did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire?
All right, I think that's it.
The
So
rules are absolute. I had a question for you guys. This is not related to things that you didn't like, but I just had a question here. I felt like asking because I was curious. Wands, okay? The wands.
Oh yes. The
Can I talk
wands.
about this? What wands did you guys choose? Okay, so I'm talking
oh yeah,
wood length, wood length, pliability, and core, but most importantly, why? What made you choose the features of your wand? I went with English oak, solid, 12-inch length, and phoenix feather
I
core.
bet you did. I bet you did,
It's
Trebek.
12 full inches of wand.
I did.
I chose
Hard
English oak
wood.
because I was like, I remembered Azim in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, when he's trying to bash the door down with the statue, and he's like, "Damn English oak," because it's like it doesn't give.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I like that," so I threw it in.
I don't
So,
even remember. So
I did Canadian
do you remember?
maple.
yeah, Canadian maple.
I did Canadian maple.
Did you like the
13 inch
donuts?
13-inch length, and then I did the Phoenix core because I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
Right.
I don't
Okay,
remember.
so you like the versatility of the phoenix feather core,
Yes. Yep.
as opposed to
Is that
like
what it said? Did it say that?
Yeah. Because the dragon, what was it? Dragon tooth core.
Dragon
was-
Heartstring is
power.
like powerful, the
Yeah.
most powerful magic
Yeah,
or
I think
spells.
I put that one.
I thought for sure Nathaniel would have chosen that one. That's very weird. I was going to put money on that you would have chosen Dragon Heartstring because it's like powerful spells. But the
I don't know.
unicorn,
The
Horn?
unicorn. The unicorn. No,
Is it horn? I
unicorn.
don't know.
Unicorn hair.
That'd be pretty bad if they
Hair.
were harvesting unicorn horns.
It's
for the-
made from the pubic hair of a unicorn.
bestiary cruelty. That one was just a very faithful wand. Like it would obey you and do
My
what you
my
wanted it
wand
to.
looked sick though.
Oh, did you guys put your wand whippy? Was it a whippy wand?
I think mine
No, I
was
chose solid.
semi-pliable or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, why do they have all this shit?
Yeah,
What
like it
does
doesn't
this
do
matter?
anything.
It doesn't
It
do
doesn't-
anything.
Well,
Why are
that's
they doing
why
this?
I asked you because it just doesn't have any effect. And so I wondered,
know,
what
that's
would
why
have been.
I didn't remember really well. I was like,
Okay,
whatever,
so you
who
just chose
cares?
whatever. Interesting. Interesting.
I chose the color. It was white or like gray. Mine was gray, and the handle that
okay.
I chose was really cool, and it's like gray as well, and a nice little thing on the end, a nice bell end, a nice bell end.
Mine was the ribbed skeleton finger looking one.
For
Yeah,
your
the-
pleasure.
yeah, I
Ribbed
chose
for
that
your
one too.
pleasure.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So that-
I chose the ringed one because I just had a cool look to it. It was between that or like the knotted one, the one with the knot in it. I think it was called. Anyway, I
Anyway,
just thought I was curious.
let's
Yeah, I like the-
not talk about this anymore. So, are we giving this a score out of 10?
I think we are.
I'll give it a 9.5.
Oh,
Minus points because just like maybe the story I guess isn't really kind of there. It is, it's good, but the rest of it makes up for it. And I haven't had this much fun or been hooked on a game since probably like Miles Morales or
Mhm.
Spider-Man PS4
Mhm.
or Uncharted 4.
oh, yeah.
And if this game is being compared to those, it's in the upper echelon
Mhm.
of games.
Right.
9.5.
Yeah. I'm in my first like 10 hours. I was like 10 out of 10. I can't get enough. This is amazing. It's my favorite game of all time. 10 out of 10. I love it. But then the more I played, the more there was the things that bothered me kind of crept in more. The morality meter. I just couldn't believe it. The no dyeing of the clothes. Like Jonathan said, there's no respecking.
Okay, but you're
booming.
judging the game on things it didn't have rather than judging it what
Yes.
it is.
Obviously, no photo mode.
I guess.
But the main issue in here is where you can choose your path, side with troubled wizards, push them down darker paths, use curse spells, and not have a morality meter. Like
Yeah.
if they put the morality meter in this, like I said before, it would have been my favorite game of like all time. It was just such a missed opportunity and a bummer.
Yeah. Okay. Saying that, I don't know if this happened to you, but it has to do with when you learn one of the curses.
Mhm.
Like there's an option you choose, and I chose it, and he just didn't teach me the curse.
What?
And then I loaded, and I choose the other thing, and he taught it to me.
Oh,
So I don't know if there's a thing where you can't actually learn it, or if you just learn it at another time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess I'll find out.
I don't know about that.
Because I
But,
was like, wait a minute, was he going to teach me a curse there? And then I loaded, and he did.
Okay.
It was weird.
But that being said, I thought the story was good. It pulled me through. The cutscenes were great. Pulled me through. I didn't want to stop playing. But yeah, I would also give this a 9.5. It's almost there. It was so close. It was so fucking close. But yeah, that's what it is.
I can't comment again too much on the story, so it's hard for me to give it like a mark out of 10. So far, because of the little things that I've said there, the morality meter is a big one for me. That's really it, though. I can't speak again too much on this story, so I'm gonna have to. So far, I'm gonna give it like a 9. I would say like 9.6. If we're getting real specific, okay?
Okay.
It's pretty friggin' good, and there's just a couple points missing there.
Mhm.
And I'm going to have to reserve a few points for the story because I don't know yet. So,
Can this be a Game of the Year contender?
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Fucking
You know what? And if these fucking composers don't even get like nominated, they have to be, in my opinion, they should be winning the best score at the next Game of the Year awards. I'll be very, very disappointed if they don't win. We'll see what
I
else
would be
comes out.
shocked like if this was
Yeah.
not on the ballot.
Well, there's no way.
If
Like,
it's not on the ballot, I'm
shocked.
never watching those stupid awards ever again.
Yeah. I'd be
yeah.
shocked. Like if they
No.
leave it out because of all that controversy or whatever.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a good point.
That's an absolute joke. That's an absolute fucking joke.
Mhm.
Yeah,
but
they may put out a statement.
I
being
don't
like,
think
due
so, though.
to
Just because the amount of sales and how
Yeah.
huge it was and all
the stats have to speak.
the reviews.
That's true.
Anyway,
I feel like they get a lot of flack if they
we
did
got
that as well.
that's an average of like 9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. There you have it. We didn't spoil anything. If you haven't played yet, you know what it's about now. You know what you're going to get into without knowing what you're getting into. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Hopefully. That's what our aim was here. That's it for this week's episode. We want to thank everybody for listening, hanging out with us on this Friday evening. Let us know what you think about the game. If you've played it, if we have maybe convinced you to play it, that would be cool.
Mhm.
I would like to hear if we convince somebody to play it.
And what house do you want to be in? Put your house
Yeah,
preferences in the comments.
what house are you? What house are you?
Yeah.
And
what
did
colors
you-
are you repping, man?
Did you take the hat's suggestion or did you pick your
yeah.
own?
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know. Give us a rating and review on Spotify or Apple or your platform of choice if you could. It helps us get out to all you listeners. We've been having some more listeners lately. It's been growing. We're growing. Come and grow with us. Leave us a YouTube comment, a DM on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a tweet. Give us a old tweeter. And that's it. We hope you have a wonderful day.
Peace.
See ya.